16 weird things your dog does, and why they do them. As a dog owner, you have probably noticed your puppy behaving a little weird from time to time, and chances are you have wondered why they are doing that strange thing. Dogs are amazing creatures, but sometimes their behavior can leave us scratching our heads. From gobbling down gross things to staring at nothing, our canine companions certainly know how to keep us entertained. Well, I'm here to reveal what all of those odd little doggy quirks really mean. Let's address the elephant, or rather, the poop in the room. Some dogs think poop is a delicacy. For dogs, it might replenish enzymes needed for digestion. They're trying to rebalance their gut flora. Or, they might just be bored. Like us munching on chips when restless. It's gross, but understanding helps. We've all seen it, a dog spinning in circles, chasing its tail with relentless enthusiasm. It's cute, it's funny, but it can also be a sign of something more. Sometimes, it's just pure, unadulterated playfulness. Dogs are full of energy, and this is their way of burning it off. But other times, it can be a sign of boredom or anxiety. If you notice your dog chasing its tail excessively, it's a sign to put down the phone, grab a leash, and engage in some interactive playtime. Humping. It's the behavior that makes us cringe, laugh, and want to disappear all at the same time. But before you scold your dog for their inappropriate behavior, remember that for them, it's not always about what you think it is. Sure, sometimes it's about sexual urges, especially in unneutered dogs, but more often than not, it's about asserting dominance, relieving stress, or simply getting attention. It's their way of saying, hey, look at me. It might be awkward for us, but it's a reminder that dogs will be dogs. Chapter 4. The Obsession with Squeaky Toys Canine Concertos. That high-pitched squeak might drive us crazy, but to our dogs, it's pure joy. It taps into their primal instincts. The squeak resembles prey, channeling their inner wolf, reliving the thrill of the hunt, satisfying natural instincts in a fun way. Chapter 5. Digging to China Backyard Archaeologists. Has your backyard ever become a construction site overnight? Dogs love to dig, and it's not just about burying bones. Digging is another one of those instinctual behaviors that connects them to their wild ancestors. They might dig to create a cool, comfortable spot to rest, especially on hot days, or they might be hiding a prized possession like a bone or a favorite toy, and sometimes they're just following their natural urge to burrow and explore. Chapter 6. Rolling in Gross Stuff, the Stinky Mystery. You're on a walk, your dog is happily trotting along, and then it happens. They find the stinkiest thing imaginable and decide to give themselves a good roll in it. Why? To them, it's like dousing in alluring perfume. This behavior is a throwback to their wild ancestors, who rolled in smelly stuff to mask their scent while hunting. Chapter 7. Barking at nothing, ghosts, or just the wind. Dogs have an incredible sense of hearing, far superior to ours. When your dog barks at nothing, it's not necessarily a ghost. They might hear sounds we can't detect, a high-pitched noise, a distant car, or even rustling leaves in the wind. Sometimes it's just their way of saying, hey, I'm here. Chapter 8. The Zoomies Furry Tornadoes. You know the drill. One minute your dog is calmly lounging around and the next minute they're a furry blur, racing around the house as if they've been possessed by a tiny, energetic demon. These sudden bursts of energy, often called the Zoomies or fraps, frenetic random activity periods, are perfectly normal. It's their way of releasing pent-up energy, and it's especially common in puppies and young dogs. Sniffing butts, the canine handshake. To us, it's a social faux pas of the highest order. To dogs, it's just polite conversation. Dogs have an incredible sense of smell, and they can learn a lot about each other through a quick sniff of the rear. It's their way of exchanging information about their diet, their health, and even their mood. So the next time you're tempted to pull your dog away from a butt-sniffing session, remember, they're just trying to be social. Chapter 10. Eating grass, a side salad with their kibble. Have you ever caught your dog munching on grass like it's a gourmet salad? Rest assured, it's usually not a cause for concern. Dogs might eat grass for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they do it to induce vomiting if they're feeling nauseous. Other times they might eat grass to supplement their diet with fiber, which can help with digestion. And sometimes they might just enjoy the taste. Chapter 11. Shadow Chasing, the Eternal Pursuit. Chasing shadows can be a fun and harmless pastime for dogs. It's a way for them to engage in predatory play. However, if shadow chasing becomes excessive or obsessive, it can be a sign of anxiety or a compulsive behavior. If you notice your dog fixated on shadows, it's important to consult with a veterinarian or a certified animal behaviorist to address any underlying issues. Chapter 12. The Mysterious Case of the Vanishing Socks. Socks seem to have a magical way of disappearing in households with dogs, but it's not magic, it's just canine nature. Dogs often see socks as comforting, chewy treasures. They might be attracted to the scent of our feet, which lingers on our socks. Or they might simply enjoy the texture and the satisfaction of sinking their teeth into something soft. Whatever the reason, it's always a good idea to keep your socks out of reach of those mischievous paws. Chapter 13. Sleeping in Bizarre Positions, Canine Contortionists. From the pretzel pose to the sprawling starfish, dogs are masters of sleeping in bizarre and often hilarious positions. These odd sleeping positions can be remnants of their wild instincts. Curling up in a ball helps conserve body heat, while sleeping on their backs exposes their vulnerable belly, a sign of trust and security. We've all been there. You call your dog, and they just stare at you blankly, as if you've spoken in a foreign language. Selective hearing is a classic dog behavior, but it's not always about stubbornness. Dogs are highly motivated by rewards, so if they're not responding to your commands, it's often a sign that they're more motivated by another stimuli rather than our voices. Dogs might not be able to follow complex storylines, but that doesn't mean they can't enjoy a good TV show. Dogs are visual creatures, and they can be captivated by the movements and sounds on the screen. They might bark at animals, wag their tails at familiar faces, or even try to chase objects on the screen. There's nothing quite like the feeling of your dog leaning against you, whether you're sitting on the couch or out for a walk. This simple act of leaning is a powerful sign of affection, trust, and a desire for closeness. When your dog leans on you, they're seeking comfort, security, and reassurance. It's their way of saying, I love you, I trust you, and I feel safe with you. As you can see, although you might think you are spending your life with a peculiar puppy, some of the stranger behaviors our canine companions display are actually perfectly normal for them in various situations. Now that you know why they are doing what they do, you can sit back and enjoy them, or more importantly, get them the help they need when they need it, instead of being constantly perplexed. That is sure to make for a happier pup, and a happier you too.